Hello. Today I'm going to talk about whether or not the stock market is going to crash. Years and years and years ago, I had a conversation with my father about whether or not the stock market is rigged, the stock market is going to crash, and he seemed to be of the idea that yes, the stock market was going to crash. Last time it was actually good to invest in the market was back in the 70s and the 80s, and that his father-in-law and mother-in-law invested in that time period, and that was the reason why he was doing badly, and then his father-in-law was doing well. I think that is not the case. I've looked back about 100 years, and I see a pattern emerging where there's a consolidation over about a 20-year period when markets get very, very, very high in terms of price to earnings ratios, and that lets them into the 20s, into the 30s. For example, back in 1999, the price to earnings ratio was almost 30 times earnings for the S&P 500. Now, I feel that instead of an exuberance phase that we had back in the 1980s and the 1990s, for the past 20 years, we were in a consolidation phase between 2000 and around 2015 to 2012, and we are actually just starting another expansion phase that's going to last maybe up until Dow 100,000. So I think that that's something that you need to look at over the course of the long term. I'm not saying there's ever going to be any downturns over the next 20 years, but just looking at S&P 500, the Dow Jones Industrial Average for the past 100 years, there's definitely been a marked consolidation phase between the 30s and the 50s, and then exuberance phase between the 50s and the 70s. In the 70s, there was another consolidation phase, 80s and 90s exuberance phase, and then there was another consolidation phase in the 2000s, up until about 2012 to 2015. So, what I think is going to be driving this exuberance phase, I think it's going to be automation. I think that that we're going to be seeing like a lot of higher net profit margins, gross profit margins, and I think that might be bad for the general populace, but in terms of actual corporate profits, they're going to be increasing because they're going to be needing less and less people to do tasks that, over the course of a certain amount of time, it was a person that had to do it, and now in the next 10, 20 years, a lot of those tasks are not going to, they're not going to need actual human beings to do them. They can just do them all by either software programs or just robots. So that's what I think about what's going to happen in the future, the next 20 years. I'm not trying to predict the market day to day, but over the course of the long term, there's definitely going to be a expansion phase. So thank you for listening to my video. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.